Alright, hey guys, we're here at SiteOne today. As usual, I've lost Caleb somewhere and all of this. They have 23 acres. We're down in Cincinnati and we're looking at one of their stone centers. And as you can see around here, they have a ton of unilock material. They also have Belgard and Techo block. But what I've also found out while walking around is they pretty much have everything you need to build a paver patio. They stock the sand. Even to complete the project, they have plants here, they have mulch here, they have fertilizer here. So it's gonna be a fun day. I'm super excited, and this is pretty much your one-stop shop for hardscape materials. So as you can see, they are definitely stocked up on materials and ready to go for the season.
Hey everybody, we're here with Hardscape Manager at SiteOne Supply here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Jake Blatt is with us here today.
This is my 6th season going on with SiteOne, my 3rd year here at this stone center. This has been up and running for the last 3 years, like I said, and it grows on a daily basis.
Jake, what kind of expertise can we expect to find at a SiteOne, and maybe even your branch in particular here on, is it Mosteller Road? How do I say this?
Mosteller Road.
Mosteller, okay, there we go. So, the locals know.
At SiteOne's, we sell a lot of different departments. We have agronomics, irrigation, nursery, hardscape. So we want to be your one-stop shop. With that being said, yes, when you get here and go into your counter help, from there, we have an expert in every field. We have a nursery manager here, hardscape manager, we have an agronomics manager, somebody that's an expert in all those fields.
Fantastic, and they're gonna help you out with what you need.
All right, so can you tell us about the leadership team here?
So our leadership team, again, in the last 3 years has started to really improve. We've had some people come over from other companies with a lot more experience. Through that, they've been able to help us source a lot of different materials that we haven't had in the past. That too enables us, if a contractor comes in, we don't have it, we have the right people we can go to now to be able to source that in the right way.
So recently we saw actually some other suppliers with products in your big box stores. Typically we saw that over the weekend. What makes you guys different from there?
Biggest difference you're going to see is the thickness of the paver. I think in the box stores you're probably around 1.5 to 2 inch. These are going to be a solid 2 3/4, 2 3/8.
Good commercial grade product.
Couple different sizes, but yes. Biggest thing you're going to see, especially on a unilock product, is their face mix. You're getting more through color about 1/2 inch down on the paver. Box stores, you're probably only going to see about a thumbnail of coloring on top, which over time is going to be drawn out by the heat and all the rain. Naturally, it's just going to fade away.
If you're not familiar with going to a SiteOne, when I pull in here, what do I do? Where do I park? Who do I go see? Whatever. How's that work?
I mean, first thing is you want to pull through one of our gates on either side of the warehouse. Our counters are right there inside of that door, and there's a door on the other side too. You want to walk in, we'll greet you, see what you're out here to find. From there, we'll get you, if you're going nursery, we'll get you the nursery manager. Hardscape, they're going to get with me or someone else here that is comfortable with speaking about the hardscapes, and you go on from there.
Jake, what is this stone here? This is some good looking stuff.
The cane and gray slab.
Okay.
We have some double and buff slabs over here. That you can see. We're trying to have a wide variety of your slabs to your stepping stones, again from slabs, and then we have more stepping stones over there that they can all kind of blend together.
What do you see guys and gals use this stuff primarily for?
Doing a lot of retaining walls with these. We do typically try to have some of these snapped. Right now that's kind of harder to get with the times we're in, but definitely a lot of retaining walls.
Now what does snapped mean? What is that about?
Snap, you're gonna have a little bit of a cleaner edge, a little bit of a cleaner face. It's a little bit more level too, so you're gonna be able to build a wall a little bit faster.
Yeah, now and guys will build, like this pallet right here is beautiful. Like you could build steps out of this in a more rustic layout, or in a more informal layout, right?
Guys do use them for steps sometimes too. It's not the most ideal step, but it can be used for a step.
Right, yeah, as let's say an informal pathway through a garden or something like that. You don't want to use that for front entrance of a estate or a residence or something.
Right.
But, and then also, guys and gals, buy the clamps to handle these things. Don't use straps to set these things or your forks. Buy the clamps, spend $1,000, get a clamp to set these things. Don't break your backs and bust your fingers and all that stuff. Don't do that. Jake, you were just mentioning this good looking flagging here, or maybe it's not considered flagging. What are these steppers and stuff here? This is good looking stuff.
So this is all our new SiteOne Castle collection. We're gonna be stocking it primarily buff and a gray color. So here you have your stepping stones. Over here in the gray color, these are your patio packs, 105 square feet per pack. It's going to come with a pattern sheet to go with it. From there, we'll have our pier caps. Then we'll have our ledge caps, coping. And then there's more steppers down on them, but we actually have step treads here as well.
Okay. Oh, those caps are great. That looks awesome. Okay, I like that. Sweet. And then you got step treads too down there? Okay, yeah, I see the panel center. We'll go down there and check that out. All right, cool. And then we've been using, I'll tell you, we love this limestone here. We've been using a lot of this limestone to cap our seat walls, retaining walls, fire pits, and our steps. So we'll build a step structure out of you know, like Brussels dimensional block from Unilock, and then we'll cap it with this, and it's really beautiful. We're actually, guys are building a fire pit today and lining the top of it as the coping with that stuff, and it's a you know, it's sawn, so it's very dimensional. It's very uniform in thickness, which makes it nice for installs.
So, this is a full color as well, so you're gonna get some of the buff tones and gray tones out
right, as well. Yep, exactly. Yeah, you see some of that beautiful striping through there. Isn't that awesome looking? That's so cool. So yeah, that's good looking stuff, man. It's smooth. It's smooth, but it's not slick, right? That's the thing about it. Very cool, and plenty of inventory there too, for sure. Another thing too here is if you're using these as steppers, you can take a hammer and chisel, and there's a bunch of YouTube videos on this, and we'll have stuff on our training videos too, but you can dress the sides of these to get this split face or whatever, a chiseled face, dressed face, whatever it's called. I'm no stonemason by that regard, so bear with me. And really get these sides dressed up if that's the aesthetic you're looking for. Can be really, really a beautiful product. So we were just having a conversation off air talking about delivery and crews and companies rolling in here with 4 or 5 guys in the truck waiting to get loaded, which they'll get you loaded quick and all that stuff, but you're still, that's something you shouldn't be doing. You should have stuff delivered, and how can you assist in that and make a company more profitable just with something as simple as paying a delivery fee?
Yeah, so we do have 2 Freightliners here in Cincinnati. As long with the Simco add-on, we have a few more Freightliners now too. Yes, we are gonna do a delivery fee for $175 to $200, but that can get your crew out on the job, get you guys going. We have a Moffett on the truck that will be able to set it in place generally where you need it. That way you guys just get the job going and get it done as fast as you can.
Typically, how soon do they need to place an order to get something?
We ask for at least 3 days. Okay. You know, with us being a nursery too, we're delivering a lot of green goods. That takes a lot of time. But on a hardscape side, I like to see, you know, in between 3 and 5 days.
Yeah, and so as a contractor and my fellow contractors who are watching, we're not in the delivery business. We're not delivery men, right? We're not in the hauling business. We're installers, we're craftsmen, we're builders, we're you know, managers, whatever. We're not in the delivery business. So with the more production, the more material you get on the ground, in the ground, the more stuff you get installed, the more and faster you get paid. So do not be the delivery service. Pay that minimal fee, because when you got 4 guys sitting in a truck and you figure you multiply that times your hourly rate, that delivery fee becomes really cheap really quick, and you may put a $5,000 job in the ground that much quicker when you just have your materials delivered. Do a little bit of, and folks, I've been there, I get it, I've been that guy ordering stuff the day of for the job that day. I've been there, I've done that.
We still do it.
And we still do it even sometimes. We still fall victim to that, but for the most part, we're trying to get everything delivered as early to the site or our shop as possible. So little things like that are a death by 1,000 paper cuts kind of thing will make just that little thing of getting these guys to deliver the materials will make your company just that much more productive and then more profitable.
And I was going to touch base on that too. You know, coming in here, we try to be as efficient as possible, having the right staff wherever they need to be. If someone's here more than 30 minutes, it drives us nuts. We don't want you to be here, sitting here. We want you to get out on your job, completing another project.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, I see 4 forklifts just within eye shot here, and an articulated loader with hydraulic jaws on it. So you're going to handle material efficiently and effectively as well,
right.
Not just, you know, not just the amount of, you've got the stuff to load properly, which is really cool to see. So awesome.
Okay, right now currently we have over 250 Stone Center locations. Just to touch base, we have 1 in Cincinnati here, 1 in Columbus, 1 down in Louisville, Kentucky. With that being said, we all share about 75% of the same inventory. So if I don't have something here that you need, I'll be able to transfer it in from Columbus or Louisville and get it here hopefully in a couple days to get your job going. With that being said, some of the new acquisitions we've had, we recently bought out Simco Outdoor at the end of 2021. We're very excited about that. We haven't combined fully. We're taking our time right now to let things die down, and hopefully by 2023 you'll see SiteOne and Simco fully merge.
Jake, you're telling us about the SiteOne mobile app. Tell me about that. Well,
yes, the SiteOne mobile app just launched. It's obviously easy to download on your mobile device. When you open that up, you will get a password log set up for you. From there, you would tag your branch. So this is branch 672. You can tag that branch, be able to be on a job site with a customer or for yourself for bidding options, be able to look at our inventory, see what we have plant-wise, see what I have in stock in the stone or the manufactured products. You can actually get your pricing at that same time too. And lastly, you can put an order in right there at the same time on the job site.
that's awesome. How do I get best pricing from? Is it ordering in mass quantities? How does contracting get best pricing?
Touch base that, just particularly on the Hardscape side, we have your buy the pallet price, or we have your buy the truckload price. We don't do a lot of tiers with the hardscaping, but you do have those 2 to 3 options.
Cool. And yeah, in general, you're best off to try to buy all that you need and overestimate by about 10% is generally the rule of thumb we've always used. Unless it's a really curvilinear design or something where we're going to be doing a lot of cutting, a lot of wasting. And yeah, just order as best you can. We always aim for ordering just full pallet quantities and stuff, and buy the layer if we have to break it down to that, and go from there. Okay, Jake, we're inside here and checking out hardscape accessories, as you're calling it. Tell us about the setup here.
So here, we always try to have at least 6 of these IQ saws in stock.
Oh, wow, okay.
We try to have them built for you so they're ready to go out on your job right away.
Cool.
You're going to see a little bit of the display of the sealers. We have a lot more of that in stock than what's displayed. But you have your strippers, your effluent cleaners, your cleaners, and we carry a couple water-based sealers and a solvent base, all come from SEK Sherbon.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, we've used a lot of that over the years.
Down there you'll have your concrete sprayers. And here we'll get into your adhesives. Got SRW, and we have your Technoseal structure bond. Some more up here, we have your water-based foam rollers. We also have the black ones for the solvent base. And here we sell a lot of dead blow hammers out of here for your hardscape jobs, caulk guns, diamond blades. We do have the replacement IQ blades.
Yep.
You do have to buy those directly from IQ.
Yep, you need those. Awesome. Yeah, the dead blow hammers, actually one of ours just ruptured. I'll probably take off with one of these here today, but dead blow hammers, really great. Can you explain why a dead blow is so great for hardscape work?
Constant impact. As soon as you hit it, it's gonna have direct impact. 4-pounder, Caleb's holding there. My ideal preference would be for pavers only. Got your 7-pounder. It's gonna get more into retaining walls. And then we go up here to, I think this is 14 pounds. So it's gonna be more of your natural stone, some of your bigger steps to help you move things around.
Yep, and they're great. And these things are all full of, sand or steel shot or whatever. And you can hear that shaking in there, right? And when that hit, that delivers all that inertia right to whatever you're, hitting. And as opposed to like a steel hammer is gonna bounce or even break, the goods you're working with. So
and here's one other thing that a lot of people don't carry. These are your double-sided squeegees for sealing.
Double-sided.
Yes.
Okay. What's okay? That's new to me. What's the double-sided thing about here? If I can not wreck the shelf as I'm doing this.
So it's not. It's very soft, but
yeah.
When you do your backstroke, yes, you can. But when you're doing your backstroke with your sealers, this way you want to roll it. Your last step is to come over with a squeegee and pull any of that excess back and get it down through the joints.
Right, cool. Yeah, and that's like a foam type product.
So
okay,
this can be used several times. It's not a one-time use and you have to throw it away.
I got you.
Biggest thing this will be used on is if you're doing a joint stabilizing with like a SB 8700, a solvent base. You would take this, you'd spray it on thick, and then take this and really pull all the excess down.
Right. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Good point. These, and by the way, these slit foam rollers are the way to go too, man. Those are fantastic for, kind of getting any excess sealer out of your area there and stuff. Are people using a lot of this structure bond? It seems like in some markets it catches on, and others it doesn't.
Some people like it, some people hate it.
Our guys liked it.
A lot of your regular adhesives we still sell a lot of.
Sure.
This new sticky stone product with any of your vertical applications, we're starting to sell a lot of this.
Yeah.
Especially with like modular blocks, stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's for adhering, veneer stone to a vertical surface, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that stuff's pretty slick. Marking flags, white for proposed excavation. That's what you want to use. Same with your paints. White for proposed excavation, pink for surveyor marks. All these other colors are designated utilities, ideally. So yeah, all sorts of stuff in here. Fantastic.
Especially on the Pro Trade line, which is our in-house brand. You see a lot of inventory here, and then over here is our overstock. So you can see we have a lot of large amounts of your quantities of uplights, path lights, your ledge lights. We also stock Kichler and FX lighting from Hunter. So this is kind of your good, better, best setup. As far as FX lighting is kind of be one of your higher end. Kichler, you know, they're in your better range. Kichler lighting is a very good name brand. Now we have Pro Trade that we're really starting to promote.
What is it? Lighting is such an underutilized or undersold element or aspect of landscaping and hardscaping. How might you encourage contractors to consider a lighting installation on an install?
I mean, obviously we'll come out and do an install with you. We're very comfortable with doing that, but on every single design you should be throwing lighting in it. I mean, the first thing it can do is just tell you no, but as long as it's in there, it's just a simple add-on that the customer's probably going to go ahead and do.
Yeah.
So you guys are able to help them design it
Yeah.
if they've never done it before?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. It's all low voltage. It's really easy to do, and a little trick or hack, maybe if you will, buy 2 or 3 of these. Pick the style you like the most, that you want to sell the most, and do a little setup and buy a small transformer, and on your installs just leave a little teaser setup and just tell your client, hey, I'm going to leave a little teaser setup for lighting, just so you kind of get the idea of what is possible. And that's something we do all the time on our hardscape projects. If our client declines lighting up front on the project, that's the only evil sales technique thing I tell them I do is, like, the only evil sales technique thing I do is I'm going to leave a little teaser lighting setup at the house for a night or two, just so you can see what night lighting and what your investment can look like at night. And lighting is just for the cost of it, is really minimal, I believe, to the effect that you get of illuminating a landscape or hardscape through the night.
And we do that in the middle of the project, in the middle of the install. That way you're not retrofitting.
That's a good point. Yeah, you can retrofit, but it's really easy if you're doing it mid-installation, right? Okay, cool. We're here with Andy here at SiteOne in Cincinnati, and we're going to talk drainage. What is it? Drainage is, once you understand the basic principles or elements of a drainage system, of if a client has a wet, a soggy spot in the backyard or downspout issues, what do you find yourself helping people with the most or promoting the most when it comes to drainage work?
It's very popular this time of year, obviously, with the spring and the spring rains we get. There's always water. There's water constantly around. So really it's just how can we take water and move it away from any dangerous areas or areas that might cause issues down the road. So it's really just how do we move water and how do we get to where we want it to go versus where it's going to go. We can help with designing that, bring us some pictures, bring us some pictures of the issues that you're dealing with. We can offer suggestions. We have displays here that you can see exactly what you're going to be working with. You can put your hands on it. You can see it before it is installed. We've recently put a new focus as a company on the drainage side of the business for us here in Cincinnati and other markets as well. Being the destination drainage branch, there's pretty much nothing that we can't get our hands on. We have a very good working relationship with NDS. Their local support is fantastic. We offer trainings in the winter. You can get certified, get put on their website by just sitting through the training course. They offer those in Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati. They offer those really anywhere. That you can get your hand get put on that website, which is a huge tool for you as a contractor, because if a homeowner is looking for drainage solutions, they come across NDS, which is very popular, your name will appear right away as somebody to contact them.
And we have a code for that too, and a link that you can sign up through us for that. So we'll hopefully get that in the description below or whatever here. So check that out.
Perfect.
Tell me about this kind of basic setup and what problems each one of these elements solves.
So basically what you see here is what they call the speedy drain. So if you have an area in the lawn or turf, or anywhere really in the landscape that you just need to move a small bit of water. The area doesn't maybe not have a lot of flow. There's not a lot of gallon per minute coming through there. It's just a wet area. This is an easy, cheap way to do that. It's only a 6 or an 8 inch. Maybe we can get up to a 10. Great. Then you move on to your bigger stuff. You got bigger issues. Need more flow. Need more water to move. We have 9 inch and 12 inch in stock. you can get up to an 18 or a 24 inch are available by special order. Just stocking purposes wise, we chose to go with the most popular 9 and 12 inch. And then these are just different examples of pipe that can be used. You have your thin wall PVC, you have your corrugated pipe. Depending on the corrugated, typically comes in 100-foot rolls. Thin wall PVC is either a 10 or 20-foot section. You have your clean outs here, your clean out Ys and 90s, easy to get in, remove debris if you need to do that. The cap can come right off, no issues there. Leads into the Easy Flow product. This is a fantastic product. Labor shortages everybody's facing these days. This is a dig the trench, remove the soil, drop this stuff in, put the soil right back on top, and you're good to go. You know, some of their marketing pieces show that it eliminates the work of 3 or 4 guys with trucks and wheelbarrow and backfill. So if you're looking for solutions there, that's an answer. Yes, it's a little more money up front, but when you figure in those savings and the cost associated with that, this is a fantastic option. We have vehicular rated or non-vehicular rated, depends on the application. I think most of what we stock, we went ahead and stocked just the vehicular rated because you can use that in both scenarios. So if you need to find something a little less, you just don't want to spend that money, we can help you with that. It is available. These poly rock that they call it, it's got a 100-year lifespan in the soil, they say. We've been selling it heavy for 4 or 5 years, haven't had anything fail yet. It's the filter obviously helps drain the water along with the peanuts, and this is a corrugated pipe on the inside. You can get it in 2 sizes. You can get a 3-inch corrugated that with the peanuts on the outside makes 7 inches. A lot of people use that because your standard trencher will dig a trench big enough for that. If you got more water flow issues, you can increase to the 4-inch pipe, which is 10 inches around. There you have to go back and maybe do a second, you know, widen your trenches a little bit. So it's a little extra work, but not much. It's still way more efficient than other resources. So there's 2 sizes in this. The 3-inch, quite honestly, will move any of the water we need around here. Rarely will you have to go to a 4 because of water issues. Some people will go to 4 just to be safe, but the 3 pretty much does it.
Cool.
Any type of pool drains, like if you got a pool deck or any type of concrete, we can get different colors, different decorative ones to fit your landscape. All the base and the channel is all going to be pretty much the same. You can just swap out what you like as far as decorative and pools and patios, stuff like that. That is really what you see down here at the bottom. That's another good piece is the flow well system, NDS flow well. So if you got an area where you've got standing water but you have no place to move it to, you install one of these. I think it's a 50-gallon capacity. Yeah, up to 50 gallons. There's different knockouts to where you can basically control where the water where the water flows and where the water moves. So you just put like a 411s or a 57 base on the bottom. Put this in. It does come with, I'm sorry, it doesn't come with it. The additional option is an inlet on top that basically you sink this to ground level. And that's your inlet. So on the surface, all you see is 6 or 8 inch grate, and then underneath you got a capacity to hold 50 gallons of water there, and it slowly disperses into the soil. So that's, and
you can line up successive.
Absolutely, yeah. You could daisy chain these, probably 6 or 8 of these in a row if needed. Now that's not very common, but it is possible for sure. We do a lot of those just because there's areas where it's wet, and there's no place to put the water. There's no place to daylight a pipe or whatever the case may be. So these are very popular. They're an easy way to do that. They're fairly inexpensive for what you're accomplishing. So it's a good option. We do pretty well with those.
Cool. All right, yeah, that's good. We use a lot of these, and I love that they've come up with the grates. Look so much nicer now. They've got so much better looking grates now, especially a lot more aesthetically appealing around a pool, things like that. So obviously very utilitarian or industrial looking, but if you got it around a pool deck, like that looks sharp. So I'm all about that. So Andy, in closing here, how best, if I reach out to, my local rep at a SiteOne about drainage issues, how many issues can you help me with, I guess, right?
as we get into this more, and we've always done drainage, we're learning more as well, working closely with our reps. I'm fairly confident saying there's not a problem we can't help you with. We don't have the answer here at the branch on our shelf today. The rep is local and responsive and will get us an answer as soon as possible. So to me, the key is if I don't have everything you need on the shelf, at least I know who to talk to get you the right answer. And that really involves any line of business that we have. We can help you in any way, any sort of project or landscape idea that you've got, we can help you with. But drainage specific, local rep has been fantastic to us. We see him several times a week sometimes. We did some training classes with him. He's very responsive. He's been to job sites as well. That's always an option. If you got an issue that you just can't wrap your head around or can't figure out a solution, if we can't help you by getting to the job site, we have the rep that is willing to do that as well. So it's a matter of just letting us know what you need. However we can help you, we're definitely going to try and do that.
Awesome, and that's a big deal. So having a supplier that takes care of you, that's the number one thing we always look for when we're working with a supplier. We want them to greet us at the door and be happy to see us, right? Because we're all just happy to, to be treated like they, like a vendor cares about us, right? And, to have the solutions for the issues we're facing out in the field. That's a big deal. So, Andy, thank you, man. I appreciate you helping us out here.
No problem.
So what's the big takeaway here from our day here at SiteOne of how you can help and what you can do for the contractor?
Yeah, with our stone centers, we've really worked hard in the last couple of years to get the right people in the right places, for us to be as organized as we can to be able to help you guys as best we can. Getting your quotes out to you, helping you with designs, listening to what you guys are needing to have here more in stock so we can get stuff out to your jobs as soon as possible and get your next project done.
Awesome. We have been using a lot of this standing flag. This is like bluestone here, I think. I'm not sure. But we've been using a lot of this large format flagging to be our steppers through walkways. We love this giant stone because as you lay that in, but even if the grass grows over it by 3 or 4 inches all the way around, if you stick that through a yard, or if you put it in a mulch bed and the mulch gets over it 3 or 4 inches all the way around, you still have like this tremendously large step surface, this tremendously large walking area, right? I mean, look at the size of that stuff. So we really like using this stuff for more cost-effective walkways where a full sidewalk isn't needed or justifiable. So we really like using this stuff, and we generally have a pallet or 2 of it at a time just sitting at the shop for just an incidental stepper that we need. Check out this cool chart here of it's their in-stock color program. So stuff as it blooms, whatever it is and when it blooms, and then a color photo key there. That's pretty
like in
slick.
our planting designs, we try to plant things with seasonal interest. So
right.
Something's always blooming or colorful or doing something throughout all the seasons.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. But one of the things that's really important about suppliers, I think I mentioned in another video, is availability, inventory, making sure they've got what you need when you need it. That's a big deal, especially if you're running a few pieces shy. We try to over order on all our projects now. We're way more accurate in our estimates than we've ever been. But when you're running a few square feet short of something, it's really important to us that our supplier, our vendors have what we need, right?
I think what's most important for me though is sometimes when I'm calling to order something, I don't always know exactly what I need, or I need help picking out the right material or just the right resource for what I need. And everyone here has been really friendly, and it seems like a good atmosphere when customers walk in. They're always like, hello, how can we help you? And then, like Jake that we were just talking with, a customer came in and now he's out there in the yard with them helping him spec material. So I think that's really cool that they're not just sitting behind the desk.
Right.
Like, oh, it's out there somewhere, go find it.
Right, and there are suppliers and vendors and manufacturer dealers that will do that, and that's not who we want to work with.